Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Frosty Faustings. We are here for the top 8 of Windjammers. I have Mohawk Mike here with my man Super Tiso. We just saw the top 16. It was fantastic. What are your thoughts?
This Windjammers bracket was just out of this world, man. It's just the players leveled up. Frankie put some bounties on everybody, man, but everybody just leveled up to take the challenge. Of course, Frankie's in top 8.
Yeah.
But that's no like ding on the quality of Chicago's players, man.
Yeah, Frankie, everybody knows him for that Megaphone. He was running around all weekend hyping up, and why not hype up right before top 8?
Yeah.
He put a bounty on himself. He said he put out on Twitter, I'm putting $50 on myself. Anybody from Chicago or the Midwest, anybody not East Coast that beats me, not only will you get that $50, but you will also means that I will knock myself out of the tournament.
DQ himself.
But guess what? He went all the way through winners. Nobody hungry enough to get that money.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, now we got Frankie, our first matchup. Megaphone Frankie versus Comeback386, that is Kyle. These guys got a pretty decent history as well. Both those guys out there on the East Coast scene. Yeah. Kyle entered last second. And the great thing about it is Frankie legitimately told him, do not enter.
Yes.
I do not want you to enter because that means that you are going to gatekeep me from top 8. But here we are in top 8. So now these guys are going to play each other head to head. Frankie, again, like just an absolute staple of this community. He's been putting in so much work, traveling all over. Here he is in a top 8 situation. I don't know, the pressure might be too much. Look at him.
Yes. Mr. Windjammers, man, I have faith in him, man. He's single-handedly helped bring this game to a whole new level for North America.
How many buttons is this man going to have to take off? He's worried more of the buttons on his shirt than the buttons on his stick. Look at him right now. He's just popping off. He's so excited to be in top 8. He was ready to give away money, but nobody stepped up. Kyle, I'm not going to lie. Kyle, in his pools, performed really well, and then into top 16 was actually really nervous. Super nervous. You actually made it all the way top 16 as well.
Yeah.
What did you think in comparison from last year Windjammer competition to this year?
So I didn't actually, this is my actual first time coming here, so I didn't get a chance to check out some of the competitions. I did look at some of the brackets a year earlier. My impression is that you guys leveled up here, man. It's like I've traveled enough now. I've gone to Evil, I've gone to like all the other places to play Windjammers, and I have to say, man, like this bracket was insane.
Yeah, well, here we go. We got our first matchup loading up here. These guys are going to go neck and neck. Again, just to remind everybody, the rules at home. First stage is always random. The stage we're playing on is Stadium. It is the widest stage in the game. Yellow goals are worth 3 points. Red is worth 5. Each round is best first to 12 points or more. So random stage. These guys are both lighter characters, as we see 3 coming out there. And, you know, a lot of the strategies is just fixed, like 50-50s. You just got to mix up your opponent. Yeah, we see here Frankie. Oh, Frankie's feeling himself, man. He knows that he's in top 8. He's got to perform. He hasn't even moved out of that position from the initial serving. But we see Comeback here. He's going to put work into his name. He's starting to mount this comeback here. 5-9 in this first round, this first matchup here for these guys. That was a B super that comes out. Tell us more about that.
So B supers, they do a curvature when you charge it up. It actually hits you into the net for it. It gives you the guaranteed point, and Kyle returns as a favor for it.
Yeah, just like that. So right now you have Comeback is playing Biagi. He's exactly dead center. He has the same weight and power, like equal. And then Frankie is actually playing a lighter character. That means he's more prone to knockback. So as this disc gets flying more and more back and forth, you'll see these guys, they'll start getting knocked back. They're going to have to compensate for it. And that was a return B lob super there from Frankie. That's an insane mix-up. It's like literally like a 2-frame reaction window that you have there.
You gotta be quick on your toes on this one, man. Doing a little back and forth lobbing.
We're gonna charge up that super there. As Megaphone Frankie, you can see he's starting to get a little erratic movement there. He's staying in the center of the court though, which is really good. Comeback though is favoring that back tee on the field. He's trying to make sure he has enough room to dash because again, this is the biggest stage. And there's the other thing I wanted to point out there. Right hand on your side, your screen, Comeback stage. You can see that 5-pointer that is growing. That's a unique feature here to this stage Stadium. Each of the stage have unique abilities. We'll see bumpers and other utilities there. And Comeback again, he's rolling back here 6-9. Frankie is looking super nervous. He got knocked back there a little bit. Both these players, that happens when you're facing the opposite direction to get hit in the back back of the head with that disc, and we see that first game go to Comeback, and you see Franke. He knows, he said, this is my gatekeeper. I don't care if I made top 8. This man is going to knock me out no matter what. And fate, you can't escape it. Yeah, man. Frankie's got to up his game.
Yeah, man, he has to up his game, man. Kyle's taking this way too seriously.
I love it. Kyle's got a headset on. He's got Franke blockers. He knew coming up on stage. Yeah, Frankie's going to pop off. He's going to talk smack to him. He's got the headphones on.
I don't even think the headset's going to block Franke, man. He's just too loud of a loudmouth, man.
All right, so here we go into matchup 2. This is Beach. This is what I like to refer to as the pepperoni pizza of Windjammers. It's the most basic. You're going to see it everywhere. So Beach is the smallest stage in Windjammers. The yellows are worth 3, the reds are worth 5. So you can see that the 5 is in the center. That is crucial, but the stage is so small. Even with these lighter characters, it's easier for them to dash around. And we're seeing this volley here, back and forth, as Franke ends up reading wrong there, and Comeback scores the first goal there. But immediate super from Franke here. It's so important to get those reads, but more importantly, try and play off of them.
Yeah, man, we're tying it up right now, 6-6. Franke going to go.
Oh, no!
We're into 11 territory, the first 11.
That is the curse when you score. Remember, it's first to 12 points or more. So when you're sitting at 11, you got to score just 1 point to win. And indeed, Comeback does that there. Franke is sitting on elimination right now. He put all this way. He put all that smack talk into the backing up of this event. He put all that money in. Franke, look at him. He's popping off. We're actually still in game here. Franke, though, his mouth is moving as much as his character on the screen. He's scared. He returned that super, though.
Yes, man. Return to V-Locks. Get the A's.
Insane play here. Franke really needs to turn it on. He's currently warming up here, 3-0. You see the V super though, but the return and the knockback for the 5. Comeback, no need for a comeback. He's just putting a stomp in here on Beach. This is practically a vacation here. We see B-Lobs return back and forth. Franke, again, he's returning back to center, which is good, but you can see he's kind of notating which way he thinks the disc is going to go. That's a big portion of this game is the mind games.
Yeah, spacing, mind games, you got to know it all, man.
Franke gets a knockback there, though, as Comeback decides to hold on to the disc, slow it down a little bit. Here we see that super slip right in, 11 points. Franke's on match point. This is a potential elimination here.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Mr. Windjammers himself.
That look says it all. He was in winner's side, so that means he's still in losers. Comeback stole Franke's Megaphone and used it to pop off on him right on main stage here at Frosty Faustings. Oh man, Franke devastated, but he could still potentially. He's got no words.
He's got no words.
I've never seen this man without any words. He's still in loser's side though.
He still has a good chance, man.